You're good. Eat away. Bingo. I'll tell you, don't sleep on Little Caesars. Sleep on a new laptop, though. I don't have any room. No room to eat. You tried this hot honey?
Mm-mm.
It's delicious. You check it out. It's like the condiment of the future. I don't know if any of you have had hot honey. It goes pizza, fried chicken, cocktails, interesting, salads, sandwiches, and cheese, which, again, cheese is pretty interesting. I don't know what cheese. You gonna eat there?
I am eating. I'm trying to figure out if I want to try some of this.
If you're not, I'm eating the whole packet. It's delicious.
I'm going to throw some on my... Ooh, did you get one?
Eating cold Little Caesars pizza. Hi, Jeanette. Got a black olive pizza. Black like my soul. No, I'm just kidding. Like, legitimately, check this pizza out. I got so much food over here. It's crazy. Happy Canada Day to all my Canadians. Look at how much black olives is on this pizza. Like, they just opened up a can of whoop ass and threw it on there. So, anything but hot dogs. So,
No, honey is good.
I just got a little kick to it.
Yeah, it is good.
She's rocking pepperoni. I'm rocking black olive and $20 worth of Taco Bell because through DoorDash here, Taco Bell had like a special where it was like 2 crunch wraps, 2 quesadillas, 4 tacos, and 2 chips and cheese for like $20. I do love hot dogs down my throat. I made the Vegas news tonight, and the reporter ate with me two hot dogs in the time it took me to eat 9, which was like 2 minutes. So kudos to him. It was awesome. It was interesting being interviewed and then like what they cut and pieced together. So they managed to work in when I commented, I invented 4th meal when I was fat. And I felt like Michael Jordan after the flu game. Little Caesars has some pretty bomb deep dish or Sicilian. Interesting. I'm just, I treat Little Caesars like my love life. Hot and ready, $6.
That was actually pretty fun.
I'm gonna make the pizza sandwich.
If I have pizza sandwich, I can't dunk.
So yes, for the next 2 days, I am gonna just do liquids until the contest. And then, yes, she has ranch over here. I have my favorite condiment, which is the Mike's Honey Hot. So, I don't know if you ever had the Honey Hot, but can we see all that? I don't know if we can see it. There we go. It's delicious. You're fine. Jane says hi. You did make it while you're dispatching Fargo. I need to get my buddy's address so I can have you call the cops and like dispatch something to his house and just really mess with him. Ooh, that's so good.
What condiment would you not put on pizza?
I never put ketchup on pizza. I think it's easy. Off for 4 days. I'm off for 0 days and then flying to New York. So that's going to be... We leave tomorrow at 11 p.m. and get into New York at 7 a.m. Eastern time. So it's like complete loss of time. Like 11 o'clock Pacific we take off, get to New York at 7 in the morning, and then I don't know New York, but apparently it's a hike to get to the hotel. But we're excited. Thoughts on adding difficulty ratings to food competitions? Interesting. Like, are you talking about, Steve, like hot dogs being more of a technique and more of a difficult food to eat versus like eating Jell-O being easier and that kind of stuff? You know, Luther, I've thought about that. I'm doing like a ketchup bottle chug and stuff like that. Maybe I'll come visit you in St. Louis and we'll put like tinctures in ketchup and I can just hate my life. How many dogs do we think I'll shove down my gullet? Great question. I'd love to say 30, but my practice runs have been up and down. Some have been around 30 and higher, and others have been less than 25. But I've practiced with like cold dogs, burned dogs, raw dogs, which are Blaine's favorite, and then stale buns. So I'm hoping for 30. That would be the goal. So that's the thing with food challenges, because he's saying 3 out of 10, a normal person has a chance, and a 6 out of 10 tougher. The competitions are so different because it's really who shows up. I mean, with the top 5, the top 10 we're carrying now traveling a lot, it's always kind of tough. Because when they go, that's the top 5, they're the best, they're going to dominate. How many raw dogs did Blaine take? Blaine has taken 0 raw dogs, but I mean, he's done enough of them in his career. The pizza is from Little Caesars because I'm classy like that.
Hot and ready. I
do agree. I do have Mexican food. I do have Taco Bell. And then I'm not just talking about Nathan's. So just like restaurant challenges. Yeah, Randy Santel does a good job of rating those challenges. To me, every challenge is so different based on your body type. Like I absorb sugar very well, more than the average person. But like I did that Fat Shack challenge. It was only like 4 pounds, 5 pounds, but that thing like hit me harder than some of the 7, like that 8-pound Oh My Burger challenge was way easier on my body than 5 pounds of fried food. When you get Luther on here, I feel like he's underrated because anyone that's going to ruin a churro with a ghost pepper deserves more views, love. So, no, Steve, it's all about your body. Like, I ate 31 donuts, and I was relatively fine where I watched people eat 15 and they were hurting bad. And it wasn't like the fullness of the stomach. It was more... they just didn't process the sugar right. Like it just messed with their blood sugar. My number one fear of any competition is I'm going to lose my marbles. Like, just spew all over, get the DQ. That's what I was most nervous for. You do tend to go more viral that way. I mean, I'm pretty sure if I puked on the 4th of July and got DQ'd, like not just like a little, but like, I mean, the full waterfall, I'm pretty sure that would make ESPN's not top 10. Heavy T, I got a video for you coming out soon. I went to the sushi buffet and ate a lot of your people. It was a very delicious time. We went to this sushi buffet and they had a lobster roll, like a lobster mix, because it wasn't straight lobster. It was too expensive. Then they fried a banana and put that on top with like yum sauce and eel sauce. That's one of the most interesting things I've ever eaten in my life. I'm not gonna lie, Little Caesars ain't bad. It's pretty good. No, I'd like to hit 30. That would be that'd be a good thing for me to hit. I'd be happy with that. I'm sad Brett Healy is not gonna be there. I'm bummed I don't get to hang out with him, party with him. Because after the event, then it's like an after party and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be fun. I haven't seen a lot of people in a while, so I'm excited to see like Darren Eats. I'm hoping to get him thoroughly hammered in celebration of his, nuptial, what would the word be? His upcoming nuptials with Caroline. I'm excited to meet her. A little disappointed I don't get to meet the wrench, so it'll be fun. Meet Wayne Eugenio. I will not beat Darren Eats. He lives and breathes competitive eating. I'm just barely living and breathing.
Darren should put up some big numbers.
The difference between YouTube competitive eaters, I mean, like when you say YouTube competitive eaters, what are we talking about? Like Joel and Bob don't compete. Bob used to compete. Bob would dominate, and Joel is a great eater. Like they just choose not to. But there's other people that like when you don't compete, like when you compete, it's like me versus her, and you see clearly who's better. But then like when you're on YouTube, editing, like we all know, I'm not the best editor. We've seen the progression of like no editing to editing. You can make things look how you want them to be. Like I've gone to certain challenges that they've asked me for spicy challenges. Hey, do you want us to make this less spicy so you win and we have a better video? And I'm like, no, if I fail, like that's almost better for you and stuff like that. But I've been approached. Like a lot of times you hear it's more like that Stevos Reina thing where they get pissed off and they're trying to screw us. There's other times that they're trying to like give us the go ahead. So it's like, oh, it's not that bad. So then they can get more people in. What's up, Laura? Can we keep eating here or what? Tapping out?
I don't know yet.
Little guy's tapping out. I'm going to sandwiches. Like I don't get to eat until the contest after this. And I do apologize if the camera just like randomly goes flying. Jane is chasing flies over here and the cords are over there. So if it just goes flying, we love you all. We appreciate you all. We're going to have a dope time in New York. We found out the hotel is right by the Empire State Building. So I'm hoping that like a Kevin McAllister situation happens. I get kidnapped away from her. We're going to go to Grand Central Station and relive some of the SVU like murder kidnappings I've seen. So like hopefully I can get like, abducted. Anyone out there, like just saying.
It's kind of hard to abduct a 6'4", 210
You think
pound
that?
person.
You think that? When I was 6'4", 315 pounds, I was ran over by a car in a parking lot, intoxicated at 2 a.m. I was wearing neon shirts and neon shoes. And I always told people, I'm going to stand out. I look like a buoy. Like, I'm literally 6'4". Like, now I'm like 240-ish because I've been training for hot dogs every other day. But normally I'm like 230-ish, 240-ish. I was like 315. I was like the Jolly Green Giant out there. Dude backs into me. So don't tell me I'm not kidnappable. Like, that was always my joke.
You are hittable with a car. You're just not kidnappable to put you into a car or any other set.
No, I don't think Kobayashi will ever do that video again. Let me see what else. There are those who do contests and MLG challenges as well. MLE people do both. Some people just do contests because I do have to sign a contract, but it's like when they were interviewing me today, which I didn't feel they compete. Like they caught I was like, I wanted to compete against the best, so I competed against Joey. Found out I was not the best, which I already knew. Joey's really good. Right? I'm hittable with a car.
Hittable with a car.
Thanks, Rod. We appreciate it. We're just hanging out. You can read up there, too. They occasionally.
Oh, I can't read that.
It's our first live stream. This is an absolute amateur hour here, but we appreciate you joining with us. It's scripted like wrestling. Heathen Deluxe. What is scripted? MLE, the contest? I don't know about that. I'll be honest. I had my doubts until like I got on the stage, and then it's like so different how everything is. Like,
yeah, I would say maybe a little bit of the intro is scripted, but not much.
I agree with you, Tuna. Tuna is talking about he's seen a few videos where they give the win no matter what. Because it's like, we invited you and the guests. And I got to tell you, I own full ownership. I think we know I'm one of the most authentic. I probably send too much honesty to you all. But that Serial Killer's Kitchen, they've been touting on TikTok. Their challenge is undefeated. When we showed up to do the first challenge, the bowl was supposed to have a lip with that much left in it. And they filled it to the top because they wanted to see, could anyone eat this whole entire bowl with the gallon of milk? Their initial timetable was 11 minutes, which I told them, why 11 minutes? They're like, well, Matt Stoney can eat it in 18. And I'm like, Matt Stoney, fourth best eater in the world, YouTube celebrity, does it in 19. So the average American visitor, whatever, is going to eat it in 8 minutes faster than Stoney. And they're like, well, yeah. So I'm like, dude, you could give people an hour. They're not going to beat that. I ate the equivalent of what he said the challenge was and then some. I left like 3-4 pounds of the extra BS behind. And he was so shocked that I even got that far. I ate 14 pounds. It was ridiculous. And he's like, oh, you win because we need a winner and all this. And I'm like, I didn't win. And he's like, yeah, but if I wouldn't have overpoured you. So they gave me the win because based on our challenge agreement and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of crazy. And I'm like, now, after I beat it, the rules changed and went to 45 minutes. And then Nader had to do the 2 bottles of water because Freak Eating went in there. And he had to do the 2 bottles because that's what I drank. He beats it and it goes down to 40 minutes with the full gallon. But for all of you out there, you get the full hour and it doesn't even matter if you use the gallon anymore. So stuff happens. Raina doesn't want to try it. She hates sugar. She tells me all the time, I hate sugar. And that cereal, after the milk hits it, because she would have to use the full gallon, becomes like a toxic sludge. Like, picture soggy cereal. I stuck like 4 boba straws in that thing to try to get like the milk to come up. Wouldn't even move. It was like mud. It was terrible because it was like, oh, this is going to be great. Like all these cereals. It was not great. It's like one of those movies. This is a great idea. And then you hear Morgan Freeman. This was not a good idea.
I literally just imagined Morgan Freeman saying that.
Best Morgan Freeman movies, Batman, Christian Bale. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it. We'll have some vlogs of traveling to New York. I think we're going to play my favorite game on the plane tomorrow in my fatter, where I see if the person in front of me was fatter or not than me. That's always my favorite game. But you really think I'm that hittable by a car? I think it will hit me because of my terrible attitude, not because of my size. See, I had an interesting conversation about that, Jonathan, sorry. When I was meeting with Notorious Bob, like, we kind of talked about that he has done a challenge with an eater. Like, we both, like, if we were both going to do the same burgers, same everything, right? That one of the burgers came out 8 ounces heavier on the same day for the same challenge for 2 different eaters. So it's like, it's great on all these records. And he even made the joke. He like did a challenge one time and it was a pizza challenge. I think he said it was him and the garbage disposal. And like they were 9 minutes behind Raina and Joel's time. And he's like, they must have been on cocaine that day or they got a smaller pizza. Like there's just so many factors. Because like Raina sold this pizza here that JG Eats, who's an ML eater, and Max Carnage and I failed. And the owner's like, oh, it's the same pizza. And I'm like, our pizza was 21 pounds. Like you weighed it. There is no way that Raina ate a 21-pound pizza solo. Like I think there's 3 eaters that I know of that can eat 21 pounds. Like, no, it's the same size. And I'm like, so no, it's crazy. But I mean, that's the fun party. I have not seen the Z Burger lineup. Who's all in it, Aaron? I'm telling you guys. If you see the Mike's Hot Honey, it's where it's at. It's got a little kick. It's a little sweet because obviously it's honey. And it's just chili infused, really light, but just a good flavor if you can get it out of there. Not former Fat Kid approved packaging.
I didn't say it was pretty good.
I'm almost done with my Little Caesars pizza. And I'm savoring it because let me tell you, after eating 125 hot dogs this week, probably feed me cardboard Tombstone pizza and it'd been delicious. What do you guys got planned for the 4th? Anything fun? I know Aaron and I were discussing that. Watched his Philadelphia Phillies game, or Eagles. He got to go to a game. That was pretty cool. It's kind of weird. Normally from the 4th, we grill out, lay by the pool, and just chill out. But I'm okay with this 4th. Am I a fan of pro wrestling? Yes, I am. I've kind of drifted away now that it's gotten kind of different. But back in the day, I was a Mankind fan. I think you can all understand that. I used to get made fun of and be called it was Vader time because they thought I looked like Vader, if y'all know who that is. And then one of my ex-girlfriends was like a fake baker and bleached her hair. My friends referred to her as Hulk Hogan. So yeah, wrestling's always been kind of a thing for us. Are you a fan? I
haven't really watched any wrestling.
I don't think you can handle wrestling.
I don't think I would enjoy the fakeness of it, since they've always said it's fake.
Luther says he's got a lot of hot honeys. When I visit you, Luther, I'm gonna be freaking scared when you're like, oh, it's my own homemade stuff, because I know you're gonna like set me up, but I don't know where it's gonna be, right? It's gonna be like mental warfare. So Luther is like one of the biggest chili heads on YouTube. Just kills it, tinctures, like all this super spicy. Like he's like a meth lab creator of spicy food, right? Churros, Doritos, all this crazy stuff. So I want to go visit him because he's a cool dude, but I know he's gonna be like, oh, let's do a spicy challenge. He's gonna try to like bait me in with some smaller ones, right? Like Blaine and I'll try like a 1-chip challenge. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, this isn't bad. And it's gonna be the bad one and he's gonna laugh his ass off. I know it's coming. Yeah, they've definitely changed it. I was telling the news reporter today, I would rather eat like until I'm full, I feel like I'm gonna bust, any of that kind of stuff, than eat 6 spicy wings. Like spicy is not my jam. See, he knows it. He'll be gentle with me for the first day, maybe. You know, that's what she told me. I'll be gentle with you. 5 scars later and a dog that tries to kill me in my sleep. Here we are.
Scars? I don't leave any marks.
Well, we got a large pizza down. Bring on the Taco Bell. Luther's favorite.
Oh, this is heavy.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a lawsuit from saying I invented 4th meal. I'm pretty sure that lawyer is going to be there. So on DoorDash, which I normally hate those ordering apps, but only on DoorDash, you got 20 bones, and it was 2 crunch wraps, chips and cheese, and 2 quesadillas with chicken. I'm like, and 4 soft tacos. I'm like, for $20, that's fat kid approved. What's up, Angie? Why am I so dramatic? I blame it on my mother. She probably can't remember it anymore, but I blame it on my mother.
I love your mom, but she's a lot of pizzazz. It's so much fun being around her.
My mom was recently diagnosed with dementia, and she, like any person, is like refusing to acknowledge it and just feels that she's just going her own way, like just having at it. Blaine does not live by me now. He recently got back to California, which I think he is so glad about. They were on the road from like, when we dropped him off? May 15th, I think we dropped him off until like June 25th. Like they were gone, him and Raina, for like a month. And like, I was like texting him like, man, you know how good it is to sleep in your own bed, go to your gym every night, because he was struggling to find gyms. And he's like, oh my God, like this is the worst, blah, blah, blah. And I think we're not going to see from Blaine for a while. I think he said he has a few Vegas trips, but he doesn't like feeling fat. But he did buy a laptop. I gave him my editing software, and he's starting to go down the road of videos for y'all. So be prepared. Nah, it happens, Wrench. It's part of getting older, you know that. But yeah, My mom got diagnosed with dementia. I was going to do something on the Nathan stage, but I figured this is my first time. I should probably behave myself. So I might just wear purple shoes because that's the sign of Alzheimer's, dementia. They're still trying to figure out. I didn't even realize this. There's like 9 different kinds. So like tonight she had to get a CT scan and all this other kind of stuff. It's just like crazy. Like, wow. That's the worst part of living in a small town. How small is the town in Iowa? You know, that's where Blaine is from, partly. He's lived in Wisconsin and all that kind of stuff, so.
I love your purple dino shoes. They're pretty bomb.
Dude, Pizza Ranch changed my life. I'm not even gonna lie, because I was hating on Montana pretty bad. Montana is where she's from, and that was an entertaining time, because I had my purple shoes. And let me tell you, I don't think people in Montana believe in purple shoes. And they could definitely tell I was not from there. So that was entertaining. And then I was like, I'm hungry. Like, because we went, you know, Montana was like, they have no fast food choice. Like, she lives in a town of 400 people. It drive 45 minutes. I don't know if you know this. It takes me an hour to decide what donuts I want, because I'm like, ooh, this looks good. There's a reason I became a competitive eater. It's because I can't make up my damn mind. I just bought everything. My mom's like, you buy it, you gotta eat it. That's one thing I've told her. I'm not gonna tell our kids you don't get dessert until you eat your dinner, because that's how I got fat. I just kept eating. I'm like, oh, I know an ice cream sandwich is coming if I finish this bitch out. All right.
Stupid flies. Get the flies, Jane. Get the flies. She still looks at me like, where? Where can I get them?
Iowa has one of the best competitive eating events ever. Abelskivers, which are like these Danish pancakes in Denmark. No, it's not Denmark. Where is it? It's like Elkhorn, Iowa. It's got like a giant like windmill in the town. It's got like 400, 500 people, and they make these Danish pancakes. And I mean, that's one of the most fun challenges, because like the whole town comes out. Like, nothing goes on. The mayor is awesome. He's like, yeah, I'm the Uber driver. I just put on my Twitter, I'm going out for Mexican tonight. You want to ride home? You're eating Mexican tonight. I'll give you a ride home. I miss Taco Bell. My prime time of fatness, like before I hit 315 when I was in high school, I like literally would go to Taco Bell for lunch at high school, because we had open campus lunch. I'd, go to practice, come home, eat dinner, and if it was like after a game on a Friday or it was like a Saturday, my friends and I were going that, we would literally go out to Taco Bell like 1 a.m. And if we didn't, there was like a whole box of Raisin Bran, because that's what my dad ate for cereal. I would just murder his box of Raisin Bran. Or, this is probably the most embarrassed my dad ever was of us, like he woke up, my buddies and I are making giant chicken parmesan sandwiches at like 2:30 in the morning, and he's like, are you guys making chicken parmesan sandwiches at 2 in the morning? We're like, yeah. And he's like, and you guys wonder why you have a weight problem? I'm like, we don't wonder, we know. It's if you're not the biggest guy, you got nothing to worry about. That was how we thought.
Fat and happy. Fat and happy. What do people call it? Happiness weight, when you get into a relationship and you just get super fat?
Apparently there is terms that when you get in a relationship, you gain happiness weight because you just stop caring. I don't know if I agree with that. Hi, Jessica. How was Canada Day? I guess that's like, what, your 4th of July, right? Right? See, Angie gets it. You're raised to clean your plate. And it just encourages people like me, because it's like everyone's like, oh, did you eat a lot of junk food? Not really in the early years. It was just like, oh, I'm going to, my mom would make 2 tacos, my dad would make 3 tacos, I'd finish whatever was left.
I still make him do that. I'll make him eat these 3 slices of pepperoni.
I put on 60 pounds during the pandemic. Subway and vodka. Now that's a combination. Subway and vodka. Have you heard about this Subway controversy that came out?
The tuna thing?
The tuna, they like measured, they said it's like 60 inches, I think, which makes me laugh. I'm like, that's 5 sandwiches. Like, is that really an accurate test of like, I mean, I guess in one sandwich they should have tuna if it's a tuna sandwich, but I'm just like, We only had 5 sandwiches. Like, I don't know. I like bigger. That's why I don't believe in statistics.
Was it all at the same store?
I don't know.
Or is it just 5 sandwiches across the country? If it's 5 sandwiches across the country, that's validated for me. If it's 5 sandwiches in one store, maybe that franchise or store is doing
I blame the tuna emperor. He's trying to save his species by making sure that no tuna is harmed in the making of this documentary.
That's funny.
If I would have worked at Taco Bell in high school, I definitely would have gained a lot of weight. Because those were back in the days before fast food started cutting their waist. Because I had a buddy, he worked at Hardee's. See, now I'm on the West Coast, so it's Carl's Jr. But in the Midwest, it's Hardee's. And he would work there, and like 20 minutes before he'd get off of work, he'd make a shit ton of stuff and put it on their heat lamp and be like, oh, in case we get a rush. And then they'd be like, oh, it's like $1 for everything. So he'd spend like $20 and walk out like a bag of food.
Doesn't sound like a bad life.
That's the goal, Jeanette. Inspiring people to achieve their maximum fatness. No, I'm just kidding.
Kid Nation for the win.
I did tell them today. They're like, what's your moniker? Like, what do you hope? And I'm like, what do I hope? I'm like, I just tell people if I can do it, you can do it. Like, somehow I've achieved a balance of eating 28 hot dogs and not being the fat sack of shit I was before. So if I can do it, you guys can do it. Is Popeye's chicken worth the hype? I'm going to say no. That's just me. Thank you, Mayor Bear. You humans cannot catch us tuna. It's becoming more skilled. The humans fake tuna. White tuna in sushi restaurants?
It's not tuna?
No, they gas it with CO2 to get it like... They get their tuna so red because they gas it with CO2. It should be brown. And then the white tuna, I can't remember what they do for it, but he's not wrong. It's like, there's games they can play to get it to like look like what it's supposed to be. Like salmon apparently isn't even supposed to be salmon and stuff. It's called escalar. Yeah, it's a different white fish. Yeah, it's weird all the games that's played in food, I'm not going to lie. To go back to Jonathan's thing, we tried both the Popeye's chicken sandwich. It was decent, don't get me wrong, but I preferred the spicy one because it had more flavor. I mean, I would, like, we saw a person get into a car accident in the drive-thru, and I'm like, first of all, there are very few things that get me to leave my house. I am a homebody. Like, I don't have to go. If I don't have to go anywhere, I'm not going. I go to the gym. I work from home. That's about it. The sandwich is not worth going out for.
Yeah, it was okay. Not great.
Wow.
I don't think anybody has a great chicken sandwich, though.
Well, maybe I'm trying one.
What?
Well, I'm trying one. Nicole said that she has gained weight the last 3 years, and then COVID made it worse. Definitely understand that one. And now she's down 49 pounds. Hey, great job. That's tough, Nicole. It's not easy, especially COVID. Like that kind of like I was doing good, and then COVID happened, and like I got the pandemic pudge. Like I've been battling it fierce, and now with going to Nathan's, I totally understand that because like one day I eat hot dogs, the next day I barely eat, and I'm doing like an hour of cardio and then an hour of weights to try to just balance it out. Yeah, it's pretty crazy with everything they do to fish and all the food we eat. In terms of how long do I let my pizza cool down? That's a good question. It really depends on the pizza. Because the problem is, what you don't see in challenges a lot of times, because, you know, like we look at our analytics and see what you watch and see what you don't watch. Because I try to make it where it's like, the videos, even my ADD, I'm like, okay, fast forward. But it's like, I don't really think a lot of you care, like, that we let it cool down. But there's parts where the middle is cold and the inside is hot and the crust is cold because we let it cool down too much. So it's always tough, but like I will burn myself for pizza. Like if it's good pizza, I will keep going back. If it's just a challenge, like when I did the Domino's large pizza challenge and it was like I think it was medium pizza, eat a medium pizza as fast as you can. That thing was like 15 minutes to like let it get as cold as it was before it's like officially cold.
Cold pizza's not my favorite.
I love cold pizza.
I would not, like, if I don't eat the pizza as soon as it comes at home, not gonna eat it.
I like cold pizza. You like cold pizza? I don't think you're missing much, Angie. I don't think the Popeyes chicken sandwich is that good. I think 2 of them are like owned by the same company, so it's like really they're just trying to have like a war to like get sales. Nicole said she's got 40 pounds to lose though. Hey, it happens. You lost 40, you got another 40 to lose. I've been there. It's not easy. Not cold, room temperature. Okay. I can work with that. Molten hot lava burning. That's how I felt at that challenge in Arizona. Like, I felt like such a dick because, like, those things came out of the fryer and it's like on a metal tray and it just sat there for like literally 45 minutes. So they came out, everyone was super hyped up, and like I ate them 45 minutes later, they were still burning hot. Like, Blaine did the challenge a couple weeks ago and he was like, oh my God, man, these things never cool down. I'm like, no, I think the way they do it, it's like deep fry them, put them on a metal pan, you got warm pizza rolls for the rest of your life. McDonald's chicken sandwich was a little disappointing. I haven't had it. I agree with Luther. You just hope it's not dried out. Like, that's always my number one fear. I don't order chicken sandwiches very often because normally when I get it, it's like chewing on a mummy. Like, it's like my feeling on cake donuts. Like, you hit a bad cake donut, you can't breathe.
Have we even tried the new McDonald's desserts, like the cinnamon roll and all of that stuff yet?
No.
I feel like you're gonna have to do a McDonald's video.
I don't want to do a McDonald's video. Our McDonald's, I've gone there 3 times since I lived here. They've never got my order right once. One time, they brought us the wrong food. It was Blaine and I. And then they came back and got it. Once they realized they gave us the wrong food because we were like waiting in the mobile thing. And then they gave it to the car next to us. They went back inside and then gave it to the car next to us. And the woman flipped shit. 'Cause this is like height of COVID. And she's like, you gave us the food you just gave them. And they're like, no, we went inside. We will never know if they really made that food. But that woman, I guarantee you, she left a nasty review. I don't blame her, but we were just laughing.
He also orders from the app. So like the order should be perfect. It's not even like they mishear him through the drive-thru, but they always get his order wrong every time. They'll always forget something. Like I think they forgot a strawberry strudel for you one time. Our McDonald's isn't great.
I don't think I could have cut them open, Tuna, because then like a lot of restaurants think you're trying to like pull one over on them by taking like an extreme competitive advantage. Like, I don't know if you play golf under the sea with Sebastian, but you know, there's casual liberties like, oh, you know, you got standing water. And if you're just playing for fun, like if, you know, Luther, Darren, and I were on a course, like, hey, Luther, take a better lie. We're not playing for blood money here. Like, a lot of times those restaurants, if you start doing things like breaking open sandwiches, like, no, the clock started. So you got to be careful with that. In terms, you hope to God it is moist. Yeah, Joel, I think, hated that video where I had the moist counter because, you know, he's a very PC channel and I am who I am. My regular day-to-day diet, I start off with probably 6 to 7 cups of coffee throughout the course of the day. I wake up at 6:30. I go for a walk most days. I chill out, get ready for work. I work, I do all that, you know, all the fun stuff. And then right as I'm getting ready to go off of work, I break my fast with like a pre-workout and a little bit of a protein shake. I go to the gym, I come home, and then depending on how I'm feeling for that week, it's usually ground turkey and I make taco meat or I'll make burgers or something like that. Or I just do like chicken breast bites with different wing sauces. Cause I mean, chicken and broccoli is boring as hell. Like, let's be realistic here. So I'm like a huge proponent of like seasoning to show my food. So I go to wing sauces because wing sauces to me are delicious. So I did like last night I did like a Parmesan garlic chicken breast salad. And I was like, okay, that's good. I can handle that. That's a good question. What other NYC restaurants? So the video we kind of want to shoot is like trying a New York bagel, trying New York pizza in Brooklyn, whatever. We're going to do a donut review, but the places that got recommended were like $5 a donut. And I'm like, I'm not spending $60 on donuts. I hate to say it. They could tell me that they're going to extend my life by 10 years. I'm not paying $60 for donuts. The only way I'd pay $60 for donuts is if they said it was going to end Jane's life if I didn't buy it. That's about the only thing that would have me do it.
No, the dog comes before me.
I wanted to check out Peter Luger's Steakhouse because that's like an American institution. The problem is I'm only getting one day to eat because we fly out Monday and Saturday I'm not eating. So it's kind of that stuff. Frankville's Deli. Interesting. Haven't heard of that. Someone suggested Junior's Cheesecake, which then I found in our own grocery store. So I'm like, go and cross that off the list. Like, if I can buy it frozen here, I'm good. Frankie's
We definitely have to find a bagel, and we definitely have to find pizza. What's another New York staple besides cheesecake?
I don't know. Coffee, I think. I don't know. Tuna, I try that card sometimes and it horrifically backfires. Like it's a 50-50 shot because some people you're like, oh yeah, I do the YouTube and they're like, get the fuck out of here. And you're like, oh, fair enough. See you later. Okay, bye. Frankie's Deli sandwiches. I can get that. I wanted steakhouses, Luther. We literally looked at that Peter Luger's. Apparently, like it's like cash only, always the best business model. And they just do like amazing steaks, but who knows? And then I think I can't remember who said it, but they said, have I tried the Burger King chicken sandwich? I have not tried the Burger King chicken sandwich. I haven't had Burger King in a minute. I don't know. Burger King has never been my like go-to, even when I was full-blown fat. KFC I dabble with. I always hated Dairy Queen, you'll laugh, because they never included the drink with their chicken strip basket, and something about that just didn't sit fat with me. Like I was always just kind of bitter about it. When McDonald's brought out the original dollar menu with the McDoubles and the McChickens, so that's a fun fact. In all the McDonald's markets, you get different things. In Vegas, we don't have McChickens, the normal ones. We only have spicy McChickens on our side of Vegas because that's what they deem as the demographic. In Wisconsin, where spicy is using black pepper, they don't get the spicy McChicken. So when I flew to Denver one year for spring break and they had a spicy McChicken, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I am so fat that I bought spicy McChickens to bring back on the plane to give to my friends in Wisconsin as a, look what is out there. This is amazing.
Burger King is trash.
KFC gravy solid. Cash and amazing for sure, but long wait list to get in. Yeah, 100%. You know, I kind of want to do like a KFC coleslaw. I know it sounds terrible. I don't mind the KFC coleslaw. The spicy McChicken. See, they don't have them in Washington either. I feel like McDonald's like discriminates and they're like, nope, Washington, 2 plain and vanilla. Vegas, okay, we can do it here. Like all that. It's kind of crazy. New York delis, I agree with Casey. Like New York delis are a thing people rave about. I'm trying to squeeze a food challenge in there just for my selfish self so I can get a win in a different state. Someone else brings McChicken back, yeah. There is plans on international travel and doing food challenges. One of my friends, Max versus Food, lives in England because I don't want to be touristy McTourist over here like her. I would rather go and visit Max and have someone that knows the land, knows the language. Yes, it's English, but let's be honest. There's British and then there's our American English for the most part. And it's like, you know, so he's going to show us like the local spots and try to hook us up. Mm-hmm.
Trip 2022.
Mm-hmm.
When it's easier to travel internationally.
Yeah, McRib. Believe it or not, I've never had a McRib. I've never had a McRib. Something about like boneless ribs always kind of weirded me out. Like it was like mystery meat. So I never got the McRib. You ever get the McRib?
My mom has. I'm not a McRib person.
She's a 5-pack of 2 times spicy ramen. That was a fun night. Raina, Mitch, her and I made a bunch of those packs and tried to eat it. And that just got, oh man. Those 5.
I bitched out.
That's a tip for y'all. When you watch these spicy challenges, you need to watch the physical reactions to know if it's real or not. Like when Natter had the hiccups at that one challenge and I was dying and you see like, if you don't see their eyes and lips starting to swell, didn't have heat in it. You can't ignore the physical actions that are going to come from eating that. So, you know, I've seen stuff like, you watch Luther, he's down and out. Like, he cannot wait to boot it. And like, some of these people eat hotter stuff than him and are like, nothing. Just food for thought. Because I always watch some of these other YouTubers and I'm like, you guys are eating the hottest pepper alive and your face isn't even swelling. The fake McRib allows again. Yeah.
Food is food unless cooked.
So the food is food unless you cook it comment. Sushi, carpaccios, I guess carpaccios are just thinly sliced, but like tartars, that's out of the game. That's sad.
We will be in Brooklyn, Tuna. So I definitely think we're gonna hit some places up there.
Yes. And yes, we're going to Brooklyn and Queens. Yes, this is my boo. My other boo is down here trying to pass out. She's getting tired from chasing flies. I just probably won't have a video for you all tomorrow. Probably won't have a video on Monday. I'm trying to edit, but with traveling and then like today we got interviewed and the news came here and that was cool. Tomorrow I have another interview, so that was interesting because they wanted like pictures and all this kind of stuff. And then I'll probably have one more interview and then I have work on top of all that plus packing and getting ready. So it's like, I'm trying to like keep up on the schedule, but I might not have a video for tomorrow, so I do apologize.
And probably not one on Monday.
I don't know, it depends on how bored I get on Saturday. I'm a little bummed. The gym, we're staying at a different hotel than they've stayed at years past. That gym has seen some of the best competitive romances in the history of the world. Mickey and Nick met at that gym. Sarah and Juan met at that gym. Thank God I'm not going to that gym alone. Who knows what I'll come home with?
You have a puppy. That's what you're coming home to.
Kimchi. I have not had kimchi.
No. Gross.
Have you had kimchi? Luther, could you make the world's spiciest kimchi? I'd tune in and watch that. You will come home in a body bag. Yeah, you're not lying, bro.
No
And I'm
truer words have been said.
They'd cremate me because the coffin's too expensive to buy for me. Is there still beef between Joel and Raina? To be honest, I don't talk to either one of them. I just do my own thing and talk with Blaine.
Who knows?
Who knows? I've never had kimchi. It's what? Fermented cabbage, right? Isn't that what that is? I bought it in an Asian grocery store. You know, I went to an Asian grocery store once and I bought like $20 worth of snacks and there's like shrimp chips and all this goofy shit. And I was like, I can't ever go back here. Like, I just none of them were like good. And I'm like, I'm good. Like, I tried those Pocky sticks. They just didn't do it for me. Pokey sticks. I don't know. Squid cheese. All right, now we're talking. That's when it gets dangerous. That's a challenge. Like, so I always throw around these goofy challenges. That's one I have is like go to like our local Asian market and just buy something that I have no idea what it is and just eat it. Like no meats or anything like that, but homemade. So now it's not even buying. No, Raina and I are not close. No, Raina and I are not close. Blaine and I are close, so she comes out here because like I'm cool with everyone. Like I'm just that kind of a dude where it's like I don't have beefs with anyone, but I wouldn't say we're close. We barely talk. Blaine and I talk every day. We send memes to each other and all that. His Phoenix Suns are going to the NBA Finals, and we're waiting on my Milwaukee Bucks. Interesting. So it's flavors and spices and all that homemade kimchi. Okay. Oh, apparently, kimchi is a challenge we're gonna need. Gingers. I don't know.
You can make that while I'm gone.
I'll just go to the store, get a bottle of kimchi, and just send it.
No, he did not date Raina.
Didn't I date Raina? No. She's very nice. She's a very good person. I would not my type. Honey butter potato chips. And I can get behind that. I like honey. I like butter. Okay.
So would they taste like a roll almost? Like honey butter? No? Or is it like Golden Corral honey butter?
I was gonna say I'm picturing like a Golden Corral Texas Roadhouse like steakhouse butter like on a roll with like a little crunch on the chips. I can get
get that. I would do that.
No, I didn't date Raina. She always has this idea. She always has these ideas. She did it again with some other guy a couple of weeks ago, like filming videos where it's like a date spoof. I'm not sure why. Like it was like a video she did at a all-you-can-eat Korean buffet here or something like that. I know, right? Taco Bell for my last choice. I like the red bean popsicles. Interesting. Red bean popsicles. Katie, I know it's an interesting choice. I just want to shout out to Katie, first of all. I don't know if you know Katie, but she's one of the fabulous eaters, one of the best female eaters. She's actually billed herself as the world's okayest competitive eater, which I love because that is just like my style. It's like I'm not the best at something, I'm the okayest at something. She made for Pride these really dope hot dogs that I was like wanting to tell my chefs about. Like, this is something cool. Like, this is what if you really support Pride. So Katie, hats off to you. Plus, she killed it, like training every day with Michelle Lesko and just kept getting better and better. So,
Katie, are you already in New York or are you still in Seattle?
Marysville. No one goes to the dirty Seattle. No, it's like 106 out there. I can't believe how hot Seattle is. I was born in Seattle, for those of you that don't know. And like most of the homes out there, a lot of them don't have air conditioning. So like my hat's off. Like, check on your fat friends in Seattle. We're not okay. I'm not from Seattle, but your Vegas friends, we just learned to it. She flies out tomorrow night. So do we. So we'll be seeing you in the Saturday morning shuttle there.
Saturday morning airport.
The blind date with Raina wasn't a real date. She was in Denver. I'd already moved out here, and I'm like, all right, Raina, let's hang out. Like, let's go get food. And so she's like, oh, I got this whole meal set up. And she's like, let's do a blind date. And I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, I had no idea. Like, I called her. I'm like, it was fun. It was good food, but that was not a real date. I do not eat like this on a date. Our third date was taking her to a food challenge to like expose her to the monster. Like, you know,
was 3 years ago.
The first couple, like I behaved, I didn't swear. Go Bolts, come on. Blaine is getting a YouTube channel. We set it up today. He's editing. Give him time because he is very much more of a perfectionist where I am the send it person, as you've seen from our banter and things like that. But the meal was delicious, I'm not gonna lie. And what was I gonna say? Blaine gets that, yeah.
But no, you exposed me to food challenges.
Yeah, like
our third date.
Our third date, I'm like, hey, you want to take a little road trip? And she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna get killed, am I? And I'm like, well, I'm not the best driver, so we'll find out later. So we drove up to this food challenge, and the challenge was like amazing. It was 3 slices of 5 topping pizza that then they wrap in a dough and like, I think they deep fried it. I don't think it was baked. It was like deep fried. So it was like a deep fried calzone with 3 slices of like meat lovers pizza inside, right? Fat kid paradise. It was bomb as shit. And I'm like, well, what do you feel about this? And she's like, I'll let you know afterwards. So I finished it in like 11 minutes, and she's like, you could have finished it in 10. And I'm like, all right, we got something here. You know, I never wanted to date a woman like my mom. I wanted someone like my dad, you know, that kind of like always, you know, wanted better for me and stuff like that. So that's exactly what my dad says. Like, my dad found out that Joey Chestnut did 21 hot dogs in his first qualifier. I did 21 hot dogs in my first qualifier. My dad said, so there's a way for you to get to 75. And I'm like, yeah, I have 3 people fucking with me. What's my nickname for the Blaine? Well, I sent Blaine a package this week, and the UPS lady knows him as the ISS. That is what is like his packages are sent to, the ISS. And they don't even question it. So now I just have fun anytime I mail a package to like put funny names on it to see what the UPS lady thinks. Like, you know,
Branimal for Healy.
Healy gets Branimal Healy Monster packages down in Memphis. So, you know, I'm always wondering when Gina answers the mail and they get that package, what's that like? Maybe you discussed it earlier, but how many hot dogs are you aiming for? I'm aiming for 30. I'll be happy. That's like, so what I break it down to is like, I'll be disappointed less than 28. I'll be okay with 28. 30 is the goal. 32 is the stretch goal. Like if I can get there, great. That'd be a great goal. Anything above that, I'd be happy with. Have a great night, Angie. Thank you for stopping by. maybe next time you can share with us some of the Taco Bell creations you made, because as someone who works in food service, I know the best food never sees the menu. Like, Katie, how many are you going for? 40? Fuck no. I can't hit 40.
He will one day. Maybe not this year. Pandemic year. We're all coming back to training. When I say we, I mean him. I do not train for hot dogs.
40.
I do not competitive.
I don't even know if 40 will get me to top 5. The men's division, if we really want to start and go through this, it's been 56 minutes. I promised her I'd wrap up here. Top 5. Joey, Darren, Jeff, Nick,
Hazard.
Matt, and it's going to be Matt Stoney or Matt Hazard. I think this is the year that Matt Hazard might come in the top 5 and bump Stoney. Stoney's been on a hot streak, but she got by 16 because I get a new number. I think you got 18. That one day I thought you said you ate 18 or you were like dying at 18, and I saw, because I've been training for work, that's why I couldn't join you, but like, you've been pushing yourself hard. I definitely think if the conditions are there, because that's always the big thing, is like, how are they cooked? How are the conditions? If you get it right, I definitely think you got 18 in you. I know you have 18 in you. I love Jeff too. He's a nice guy. Like, all the eaters, really nice.
Definitely a reunion vibe.
It's definitely a reunion vibe. Because like Darren and I text maybe once every couple of weeks. We'll call each other like once every couple of like, oh God, I didn't touch it in time. Sorry.
Okay.
But it's much more reunion. Some of the upper level better eaters will play mind games, but not usually the lower tiers. I'm for fun. I'm not going to win anything, but there we go. Dude, if Katie hit 20, that'd be so awesome. I'll be buying shots to celebrate that. I have a lot of shot money I'm bringing to New York. I got to celebrate Juan and Sarah's wedding that I missed, so that's a shot. Darren and Caroline got engaged. That's a shot. We all survived the pandemic. That's a shot. So
we all get to be in.
Katie hits 20. That's a shot.
Anyone who gets a personal best, that's a shot.
I was looking at Amazon of trying to get like bride and groom shot cups, so like we could all like give them out to everyone for like Darren and Caroline's thing. But I figured that'd be a bad idea since we all know Darren and don't. No, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I didn't want to hurt Darren's feelings when I chose Caroline over him. So sorry, Darren. Crunchwrap. Is there any better invention in the 20th century than the Crunchwrap? 21st century.
Never actually had a Crunchwrap.
Fatness on the go. Fatness for fun. It is like a party.
Big love fest.
It's
Definitely.
Big love fest. Big love fest. The atmosphere definitely amps me up. That's always my hardest thing. Like when I do homemade, there's so many homemade challenges I've tried to do for you all that like ends with me. Like you ever seen the meme where it's like my husband lost an Xbox and there's like a controller in the wall? Yeah, there's been like pizza on the wall, ice cream. Because I just get so bored. I think you can tell that I struggle to focus. I just get over it. Like Blaine and I are very similar like that. Like I don't eat to my capacity. I get flavor fatigue and I just cut out. But like I try to do homemade challenges. I just get so bored that I'm just over it. I can't push through it. So when it goes to that contest environment, it's a totally different atmosphere with me because like you said, I thrive on that kind of environment so much more. It's not pacing myself. It's like you guys, the crowd, like something's there to do that and like keep me amping. Cutting the Crunchwrap in half? How dare you? What kind of psycho is that? Cutting the crunch? It's delicious. That's going to open up a mess and have lettuce everywhere.
You have to shoot your subscribers a secret signal.
Yeah.
That's a
Love
good
that
one.
sequel. I was going to do this one, but I thought that was easy, too obvious. I was going to write something on my shoes for my mom that said like for mom, hashtag end Alzheimer's. And I realized that would probably get me kicked off stage or in some deep shit, which I don't really need coming out of the gate. Like I have enough BS in my life. So
the arm sleeves may or may not be
the sleeve
making a
and the
comeback.
arm sleeves may become and come back. Thor's hammer doesn't get to travel anymore.
I know, stupid COVID.
Not COVID, it's a weapon.
Jazz hands.
No.
These jazz hands
No.
are cold.
I'm not doing jazz hands. I'll forever be known as that guy.
That's funny. We'll come up with something.
I like a good jazz square. I don't know if you ever have done a jazz square, but I mean, I'm a big fan of those. Fun fact, I was like in high school musicals, like all throughout high school, obviously. No, I don't know. I could write on my armband and maybe get away with it. I don't know about headbands. I don't know who Ben Dean is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, John. I don't know who that is. Is it somebody you didn't know? I will tell you though. Oh God, this is getting wild. I'm gonna have to shut this down. I'm starting to talk about food porn.
Food porn.
No. Yep. It was not West Side Story. It was MAME. 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. Carousel. And then Brigadoon. Yep. Bring it. Everyone loves a fat guy that can sing. You know, that was my angle. Choir chicks. I always have a motive. That's always my thing. Like now it's for charity. That's why Brett Healy and I have the Legion of Yum. That's like our little group, just him and I. And, you know, it's like the people that are like more about food, fun, and philanthropy, because a lot of people don't give a lot back. Like we go to food challenges sometimes, and a lot of these YouTubers don't even tip people. They just get paid to be there, film a video, and they don't even tip. They treat the staff like garbage. And so like Healy and I are more on the wavelength of like, we're all in this together to stick with the High School Musical theme. If you get that reference, I appreciate you. But we're all in this together. So like we always tip them. Like we're going to get our meal for free, but we're going to spend 10, 15 bucks. So I normally spend 10, 15 bucks, you know? I'm not going to shut you down, Katie. Is your family coming with you or is it just you? She's come with me and we're heartbroken. Because we have to leave Jane behind. We called JetBlue and they said a 55-pound yellow lab cannot fly in our airline unless she's in the cargo. And I said, well, you better have room for another 255-pound yellow lab down there. That's, you know.
Jane would not do well in cargo.
Healy is a gent. He's a very rad dude. He should have been there this year. I actually, when I found out I was going, he was the first phone call I made to tell him that I didn't want him to get mad and I wanted him to know first.
Drinking challenge is a thing.
So I found out that YouTube doesn't like drinking challenges and some stuff because I've gotten a few less than stellar comments and things. I will say there is a challenge I'm going to do in Wisconsin when I go visit this year. That is like a gallon of margarita that you have like 15 minutes to drink with like a team. So it's like 3 people and a gallon of margarita. And I understand the family doesn't watch the contest. I get that. It was kind of like the newscasters tonight watching us eat the hot dogs. They just don't want to see it. You could totally tell in their eyes, like, oh, that was an interesting segment. But I know they support you. That's what's like most important. Like I always tell people, you don't have to like it. I just, you know, are you going to support me or not? That's the big thing. If y'all don't know Katie, you need to check her out. Because her and Luther, like, are my 2 favorite people to watch. Because literally, they do some of the hottest, wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. And, like, are just, like, fine. Like, Blaine and I eat, like, a 1-chip challenge, and we're, like, hurting. And they're like, oh, my God, this is so pleasure. Like, oh, I ate the hottest hot sauce. Like, oh, my God, it's just, I feel so good. And I'm like, how? How? Yeah, drinking contests don't go well on here. That's why I stopped doing them. Trust me, I still do the beer bongs and all that kind of stuff. Oh man, are we gonna have a Bob appearance this weekend? That'd make my dreams come true. I do have a picture I was gonna share, but Bob sent me the most wonderful like little envelope with a card, and it was like the coolest thing ever. Like I'm like, oh my God, best address ever, 2021 Nathan's Champ. Yeah, well, I'm gonna let you down on that one. I apologize. I let you down on Maya Pizza and I'm gonna let you down on the Nathan's Championship. That burger place was just wild though. Like it was like when we did that burger challenge, somehow the burgers came out overcooked, even though we asked them to cook them like super fast, which normally I was expecting like borderline raw, but they came out like hockey pucks. And then we couldn't let them cool down. But I think there was like the whole entire restaurant was like packed. It was crazy how busy this place was. And they were super accommodating to Bob and I. And like, you want to talk about greatness. The dude ate a pound more than me in 10 seconds behind. Like, I don't know how he did it because it was so hot. I was like, oh my God. And he's just like, clockwork. That's a legend, folks.
Maybe you just need to figure out a way to numb your mouth to heat and or cold.
I'm gonna start spraying icy hot in my mouth.
I don't think that's ingestible.
I have never seen the Spice King guy, but his spice tolerance is crazy. So there's a video I don't think any of you have seen because I haven't shared it. I could share it on the community page because they didn't really tag me, but I did a collab, kind of. I was in one of their videos with FaZe Clan. They're like a video game clan. Are you guys familiar with them? But they had me eat the little nitro. Man, that thing, the more you chewed it, the more it kind of like burned. But that was actually kind of fun because it didn't like I like candy, so it was like cool, but like, yeah, that thing made me sick. And it was hotter coming back up than it was actually eating. That was pretty wild. Dude, I appreciate the Donut Day video, love. That one was tough to shoot. Blaine and I had like so many plans for that video, like to do more and try to hit every donut shop. And on the first day, when 6 hours passed and we'd been to like 4 or 5 shops because we were taking pictures, we're like, nope, we're just gonna have to keep rolling with this.
Spray squid ink in your mouth. No.
Tuna, on that video with FaZe Clan, they did squid ink on a pizza. That was one of the things. It was the you eat it, we pay for it video. I'll post it. But no, the FaZe Clan guys, I met like 5 of them. Super nice guys. They all live in a mansion together, all living the dream. But yeah, they were like super cool, really like, they're like, can you eat 40 chicken McNuggets in under 5 minutes? I'm like, well, let's find out. And then, oh, can you eat the little nitro? Can you do this? It was crazy. I'll tell you, those are guys that send it. The one guy took a whole entire bag of those Beady Bots, like those Harry Potter weird jelly beans. He put the whole entire bag in his mouth at one time. And it's like sardines are in there, puke, what? There's like all sorts of these weird flavors. And he just goes, throws them all in. Well, I appreciate that, Tramp. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Donut Day is Derek's
I'll tell you what,
favorite day.
that one at District was probably one of the best donuts of my life. That Samoa, that was the most accurately captured Samoa donut that I've ever seen. I have not worked with Reckless Eating, but everyone tells me that like we would be great together. I've heard that. I think Katie's worked with Reckless Eating a few times. Like she's friends with one of their main dudes. I think his name is Matt, and he seems like a really cool dude. Yeah, FaZe Clan. They just play video games. They don't have to eat. They don't have to do anything. That's a tough thing. Yeah, he seems like a really cool guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Body tripped out.
Mm-hmm. That'll happen. It's real. There's just not many buffets, man. They're coming back, but they're all got like really weird
rules. Like when it's all plated, you don't.
The Wynn buffet is coming all plated, so you gotta order your plates. Bellagio's coming back, but they're coming back at like 8 in the morning to 3 p.m. So it's like I can't really hit that one. Vegas is one of the best towns for food. But the problem is they have so much marketing that they don't, I don't know, they value so many different other things. So it's kind of crazy. Hey, thanks, John. I appreciate that. I am about the fans because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all you guys. I like to keep up with what you're doing. Like Iowa, I'm from Wisconsin. That's, we got to stick together, man. Dude, I do miss the buffets here too. So there's a few buffets that are open. Like we went to the Bacchanal and we did that review and whatnot. And I'll tell you, they've already raised their prices. So it's $69, now it's $75. Now I can tell you from working in the food industry, that's just because supply of products, like I don't know if you have Wingstop out by you, they're pivoting and going to Thigh Stop because chicken wings are just tough to find right now. With that being said, like they've upped their prices and they are booked all the way through August already for the Bacchanal through reservations. So it's like, good luck getting in. It's crazy. The Wynn is coming back. Bellagio comes back in a couple of weeks. I want to say Excalibur's opening up, but I don't know about that one. The Excalibur is kind of getting shady. Like,
yeah,
we went to do that Dick's Last Resort there, and we're like, it's an older hotel, and a lot of those hotels, like the Luxor and the Excalibur, they want to renovate and remodel. So you might remember the Monte Carlo that is now Park MGM. Basically what they did is they stripped the wallpaper, stripped the fixtures, and gave it like a total renovation and like makeover to modernize it. Well, what are you gonna do with a giant pyramid? Like you can't really spin that into something non-Egyptian because they're the only things pyramids are really known for. And then a castle, like, what are you gonna spin that to? Borat? You're the king of the castle, wow, wow, wee, wow.
You could change it into Disney-ish. Disney could buy it and fix it up.
That's another thing that happened today. MGM sold a lot of their properties today and then leased them back. So, Taj Palace, I haven't been there. And Bob is not wrong. Vegas buffets are expensive. I try to never go to those buffets unless it's something that I know. Like I knew Bacchanal would hit fairly well because it was so relevant. But again, that's not really my style because I know, like when I went there, there's like 97,000 other YouTubers there, and some of them aren't even food channels, but they just knew the video would pop, which tells me like I'm not gonna get ranked high because that's kind of how YouTube is. If they're bigger than me or something like that, they're gonna like draw those titles. But it was expensive. That night we went to the Bacchanal, it was like $70 a person plus tip and all that and whatnot. So it's pretty crazy. Oh, you're gonna DJ a penthouse party? I guess my invitation got lost in the email. That's great. I have not been to Taj Palace. The Vegas buffets are expensive, Bob, but normally there's like a few all-you-can-eat places. There's this barbecue joint, and I hooked up Joel with it because I was like, dude, you're gonna want to go here because they do like beef ribs all you can eat. And I don't know what you know about barbecue. Beef ribs is like one of the most expensive things you can ever like buy. Like it's super pricey, and it's all you can eat for like $40. Like if you do the one on the strip, it's like $40 plus a pitcher of beer, and you get it for like an hour and a half because that's one of the all-you-eat sushi joints here. They're like, oh, you only get it for 90 minutes. Let me tell you, if you're going with you and me, you're only getting it for 45 minutes because once they see you order over 50 pieces, you're done.
Have you ever been to an Iowa versus Iowa State game?
I have not been to an Iowa versus Iowa State game. I think Blaine might have gone once. I haven't really even been to Ames. I went to, what is it? It's not Cedar. I always forget. It's Iowa City, I think, because that's where like my fraternity I was in was headquartered, was Iowa. That's where it was founded. Or it wasn't founded, but that's where the HQ was. I almost went to Northern Iowa to play baseball, and thank God I didn't, because year two they would have cut their baseball team, so I've been high and dry with that one. Yeah, buffets out here like 50, 60, $70 minimum. The one that we love the best closed down, and that was $27 on a Saturday night, and you got a 3-ounce lobster tail with your buffet.
And like tons of crab legs, tons of seafood. So good. It's off the strip.
I studied marketing. So that's what my degree is, in marketing. So that's why it's like always passionate for me to go to a lot of these restaurants and be like, hey, like, let's try to show you. Because a lot of restaurants don't like marketing. And it's tough. Because that's like what my passion is like trying to help people and do all that. Swedish meatballs. Smorgasbord. See, Bob in Corbucci just went to one, and I want to check that one out. It's like the biggest buffet in the United States. That's legit. Yeah, I mainly tour on the West Coast just because of cost reasons and for work. I don't get a lot of vacation because of it, but you know, where things go, you never know. Like, we wanted to be in New York longer, but we both have to work. So further down the road, if it ever comes to that, it'd be fun to go tour for like a long weekend or something, or just rent a car in New York and drive down to Florida for a week. Taj Palace. There's a locker in I-Town. The beef, the price rib. Beef. Yeah, beef rib prices are always outlandish. It's crazy. I mean, it's delicious, don't get me wrong, but I mean, yeah. I was not in a rap group in high school. I was in musicals, but then in college, like, I played the drums, I played the keyboard, I did all that, but we used to just do a jam band and drink beers in the basement, and that's when I would like start to rap and rhyme, and that's where it kind of came for and all that, you know, back in the cold or the humid Wisconsin summers in the basement, drinking beer, just rhyming and doing stuff like that. I usually do hit Arizona, SoCal, and Utah. Those are usually my states when I go anywhere, because I have places to stay. And I mean, most of the trips you see eaters take are not funded. That's us paying out of pocket, so that's why I stick to that, because I go to Arizona, I got friends down there, I can stay with Blaine and all that. So, but Blaine is planning on coming here in a couple of months, he said. He's trying to take months off, eat more, stretch that tummy. I know, I had my 14 hot dogs today. She's getting a little full, and I gotta go drink a gallon of water here soon. I'm gonna wrap this up, it's almost bedtime. I was not. I think I was Daniel in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. I wasn't Adam. Yeah, I want to say I was Daniel. So long ago. It was many moons before this.
Many moons.
Many moons before this. You want to say Daniel? He was the smartass one. He had the most one-liners. Like when I was in Brigadoon, my character didn't sing any songs. He just made witty one-liners and made sexual innuendos. I feel like I was typecasted.
I think they were accurate.
See, that would be a place I would go to. It's like seeing St. Louis to visit Luther. Like Luther and I have talked, like he's always welcome here, and I could go out there for like a long weekend and just, you know, take a Friday off, fly in Thursday night, and then him and I do like a live stream, do some dumb shit like that. You know what I mean? That was a fun time when you broke the pledge, pal. We had some good times back then. It wasn't all good times, but I do miss those days occasionally.
Good old frat days.
No, Miles is a cool dude. Miles is a cool dude. Heavy Daniel, there you go. No, Heavy D actually comes from my my buddy AJ, because he would always talk about I was an overweight lover, because basically him and I would do, you know, whatever when we talked to girls. Like we had no fear in talking to girls, which is funny because like all these good-looking guys in high school be like, oh, I can't talk to her, and here come the two fat guys being like, sup, how are you? No, I'm not going to sing a song. That requires much more alcohol. I thought about actually trying to go live at the after party with the other eaters, but I don't think they would like that. So I thought that'd be fun for you all to kind of see that.
He is a good singer, though. I will attest to that. I don't remember what song you were singing in the car the other day, but it was on point.
I hate my life and I hate my wife. It's a country song. So,
I was just seeing if there's any more fun.
it's delayed. Modern major general? I don't even know that song. No.
I'm a modern major general. You've seen it on a movie before.
Probably. I just like these new rap songs. They say like 4 words. What's that one girl, Megan Thee Stallion, where she's like, bust it, bust it,
bust it, bust it, bust it.
I just want to like, yeah, she sings
bust
like
it.
7 words. Or like I'd be, occur.
Occur.
And they find like 3 raps, you know.
I can't roll my R's to save my life.
I can't remember. The only thing I got that rolls is right here. That'd be pretty fun for them.
Just a big streaming party of all the eaters on the tube.
No, I found our hotel is right by the Empire State Building, so that'd be fun. Never gone there, so we'll get that in there for you guys. Show you the Empire State Building. New rap isn't rap. You're not wrong. That's the most accurate thing said. As well as do any competitive eaters purge? I don't know. After a challenge, I do my own thing, which is not purging. I go and self-loathe in the car for a while or lay down in bed and take a nap. Basically, it's like people are like, oh, what do you do after a challenge? I drink a lot of Diet Coke and I take a nap and I find the coldest floor possible, which is usually the bathroom floor. So it's always funny to people because I'll be like, oh, great. Where's Derek? He's on the bathroom floor, passed out.
Lots of iced cold Diet Coke, I think is.
Coke Zero. Zero sugar. We could land that sponsorship. That I'd just retire.
Coke Zero is so much better than Diet Coke.
Mhm.
I don't know how the zero sugar is so much better.
We tried
than
Baja
just it is.
Blast Zero Sugar. They brought that out. That was pretty good. Not gonna lie. You know, rap has definitely gone downhill. I miss the old school Eminem. I'm not gonna lie. I was laughing because 50 Cent is at a local liquor store here, and I'm like, when I was in like 8th grade, 50 Cent was like the man, and now he's at a local small liquor store in Las Vegas signing liquor bottles. Like, has the mighty have fallen.
Still making money.
Well, not big now. I'm saying like, Wiz Khalifa and T.I. are down at Dre's selling up nightclubs, and he's signing liquor bottles. So,
No?
I'm munching. I'm going. This is how she starts to push me. She starts staring, and it's like, keep eating.
It's called a support system.
Real sugar Mountain Dew. See,
I love Mountain Dew. Any Mountain Dew. You put that in front of me.
when I was growing up, my
all
parents
of that.
didn't want me to drink regular soda because like I was always a bigger kid. So they were like, just drink your diet soda. So that's why I got accustomed to drinking. It's just what I'm used to drinking.
Your mom drinks a lot of diet soda too.
Jesus versus Satan. There's one. It's Heavy D. Law and Order SVU. That'd be my current binge.
Oh, we love that.
Charles Woodson is pitching whiskey. I hear he has his own wine company too. He's in Vegas today because they're talking about the Raider Stadium getting to open up its food joints more. What TV series are you guys watching? Anything we need to watch?
I'm gonna go grab a soda real fast. Do you want one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm stuck.
Thanks, Jesus. I'm excited to see Darren. Yeah, I get it, Luther. We'll talk before the 4th. We'll hook up. We'll go to St. Louis. We'll do all the fun stuff. I'm jumping off here soon. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired myself. I am a UFC fan. And I will say top 5 favorite movies are Top Gun, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Major League, Fast and Furious. Before it went down this rabbit hole of like 99,000 of them. Yeah, the Friday Night Burn. He's got to go gear up for that. I do love The New Girl. The New Girl's funny. I always feel... I don't know what character I am. So everyone's like, oh, what character are you? I don't know. I love Schmidt. Schmidt's pretty funny. I do love Winnie the Bish, but I gotta tell you, when I get in my little bitch mood, I do feel like I'm Nick, where I just am like, old man, don't talk to me, running and gunning. I hope Poirier wins. That would be my hope. That's my hope. I like Poirier. I'm not a big McGregor fan. I'll be honest with you. I have not been to a theater lately. The last theater I went to, and I don't even know if this counts as theater, was Cirque du Soleil here in Vegas. But Oh man, it's almost time for a nap.
I do want to go see the new Maverick movie though for Top Gun as soon as that comes into theaters.
I want to see F9. I also don't want to see F9. It's kind of one of those things where like you get tired of them ruining a lot of things. They have a few batting cages, but not as much as I want. Like I wish like more casinos had batting cages because I just love to go hit balls. Too bad Luther left. That'd been a good one for him to field. But no, like I there's a few of them, but they're all indoors. Nothing like cool that I was expecting. Have any of you been to a movie lately? Are they like still social distancing, or is it just like business as usual? 5 all-time favorite TV shows. That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to think on that one. I'll get back to you on that one. It's a tough one. Have a good sleep. Enjoy Canada Day. One more to eat. Yeah, I know. I'm probably going to go sit on the couch and eat it slowly with my soda and watch a Law & Order. I also am an avid video gamer, so my buddies and I play at least 3 times a week. I'm a nerd like that. I'm pretty cool. Play anything from MLB The Show to Call of Duty because we're cool like that. Enjoy Canada Day to all my Canadian fans and subscribers. We appreciate all y'all. But... you know, I thank you, Jeanette. Appreciate it. You'll see all the videos. I hope you enjoy them. I would collab with more YouTube eaters, but a lot of people are harder to collab with than they want to be now, and it's just tough to work out logistics of when are you going to post, when am I going to post, like what are you going to post, what am I going to post, any of that kind of stuff. And interesting. In Iowa, they block a seat between you. That's cool. I could get behind that. I like that post-COVID. Just give me some space. Don't be sitting on my lap. Have you seen Hardcore Henry or Upgrade? No, haven't seen those. I would collab more, like I said, but a lot of people, they just want to collab with them. You know, they want you to pay them to collab. When you collab with them, if it's not your audience, like it doesn't like help you. It almost hurts you. Like there's been certain times I've collabed with YouTubers and gotten like hate mail about, you're an idiot, you're a stupid fat fuck, like you're this and you're that, like you faked it, like all this kind of crazy stuff. And I'm like, you know, I'd rather just do my own thing with you guys, because I mean, we'll get the negative comment occasionally, but it's like for the vast majority, everyone's positive, everyone gets my vibe and my energy that like we're just chill people that like food and fun and fatness. Like I was in FNF T Street Scene. My best friend was Leon, the basketball jersey guy. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I didn't know you actually knew him. I always laugh because I always thought I was Vince. Just very angry. I do ignore the haters. I get it. Yeah. No, man, there's a lot of haters out there, a lot of stuff. I just ignore it. That's why I'm just like, hey, man, I do the occasional collabs with my scene, my people, my crew, like Darren and all them occasionally. And even then I got ripped apart, which... you know, it is what it is, but I just have more fun doing my stuff. You know, like I try to collab, comment, watch the stuff I like, but yeah. It's very interesting. But no, I'm going to let you all go. I appreciate you all checking it out. Maybe we'll do this again soon. We'll have some drinks and hang out and answer more questions. You know, it's very interesting. You've come such a long way. Where's the hammer? The hammer's been retired. It sits in my office now. And I appreciate it, Tuna. You're the best. Big J, thank you for stopping by. Big J, we booked our tickets to go to Wisconsin to see the Bears-Packers game. So that'll be a video coming in the future. So that'll be a fun one. Do some challenges with Magic Mitch. Appreciate all of y'all. So
I'm going to go take a nap on the couch.
I'm going to take a nap on the couch. Watch some SVU. Best stream I've watched. Hey, I appreciate it. Ate my dinner watching y'all here. So, you know, honestly, that's I think how mukbang started. Is people were like, yo, I don't have anyone to eat with, so let's all hang out. Maybe we can do like Wednesday night meals or something. You can see what I eat on Wednesday and just hang out for an hour. We'll figure it out, but I will post some pictures on the community. We'll have more videos. Like I said, schedule may be messed up. We appreciate you all. Now let's figure out how to turn this thing off. Oh, God.
Bye-bye.